As you know, you see the logo, baby. Today's show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. We talking about the top rated, the number one sportsbooking app in all of North America, baby. Safe, secure, and of course, reliable. And with NFL season all the way in the swing of it, man, we got 1, 2, 3. We time for week 4, baby. And I don't know if y'all been following your favorite team, but some of these teams hitting really well. Others, you got to focus on the parlays, okay? And those are all the beautiful things that you get offered with DraftKings Sportsbook, baby. Same game parlays, you got player prop bets, and a lot of other things included. But just like with anything, if I'm gonna talk about it, you know I got a promo code for you, baby. So you see it right there. The promo code is Moats. When you make your first bet, my new customer, for $5, you will get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Like I said, just use the promo code Moats. It's simple, man. It is super simple. But at the same time, you might get lost in the sauce, and I understand that can happen. And if you're living in New York, you see the number that you can text. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. But the Bro-Barian says, I like the leadership of Aaron Rodgers. I do as well. And I think it's a fresh change up too, man. Something that we haven't really experienced in a while or since Big Ben, if you're being completely frank about it. And what I mean is this. Watching how Mitch Trubisky led, watching how Kenny Pickett led, watching Justin Fields and even Russell Wilson, how they led. All of those guys are nice. All of those guys, in terms of Mitch, Kenny, seem more of the reserved temperament. Russ feels more of the reserved temperament, not really loud, not really outspoken, right? Not that type. But when you look at Rodgers, you watch his passion. You watch how he addresses his players, looks them in their eyes, and demands excellence. He demands a certain thing from these guys, and he's not afraid to call them out, but he also addresses himself when he doesn't make a good play. We haven't had that type of leadership since Big Ben was here. But you can't have that type of leadership without having that type of leader, a guy that truly believes in himself and knows what he's capable of, but also feels confident being the guy out front because they're not worried about you saying anything about them because they know what their track record is. They're above reproach, but they're still humble enough to take criticism. They're still humble enough to take advice, but they know what their resume is. When Russ came here, Russ had a unique entry with the injury, right? Heck, Kenny Pickett was still here as QB1 when we first made the move for Russ. And it was, you're coming to compete. Different mindset. Hey, Justin Fields is here. Y'all coming to compete, right? Then it's, okay, Russ is hurt. Fields, you're our starter, but this is still Russ's team. But Russ, you can't really be the outspoken leader because you're hurt and in the background while Fields is playing well. And we're trying to figure out what that looks like. How the heck are either one of y'all going to be calling guys out consistently, right? How are either one of them going to be able to get in a guy's face like, yo, man, come here, bro. This ain't it. Rodgers is different. Rodgers shows up. It's like, yo, we know clear cut who the guy is. It's Rodgers. We already know that, man, he is not afraid to speak his mind. He is not afraid to point you out, call you out if you don't do what you're supposed to do either. And I think that that's refreshing because we haven't had that in a while. And it feels different when we're talking about leadership from the coaching perspective because Coach Tomlin is a heck of a leader, but he's still leading from a coaching role. We talking about the dudes on the field. When it's in between the white lines, your coach can't save you, baby. Your owner can't save you, baby. Your mommy, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your children, nobody can save you between these white lines. I'm on you. And that's the beautiful part when you look at a Rodgers because he got that mindset of like, hey, bro, I'm just as bad. In fact, I think I'm the baddest man out here. So when he is approaching, when he is walking with that confidence, that's why you heard me say earlier about, yo, man, in that fourth, when we got that final stop and it was like, all right, Rodgers, you got one chance. What's up? I'm over here like, would any of us blink if that was 7 getting the football in terms of Big Ben? No, So why the heck would I be tripping in this Rodgers getting that football? What? Nah, I know what this is. I know he gonna figure that out. Why? Because that's what Rodgers freaking does. So yeah, that leadership, man, it is definitely a breath of fresh air. And I also like the fact that he's doing it the right way. He's doing it in the sense of within the framework of being respectful, within the framework of not belittling, not trying to embarrass the guys, but holding them accountable and holding himself accountable. I think there is a fine line with that. But Rodgers has, to me, shown that he is able to do this. He's shown that he is able to, put himself as the leader and walk in that role with confidence and with comfort and doesn't mind everything that comes with it. Because there's a lot that comes with being a leader, especially QB1 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is a lot. But you watch how he works, man. And even in these first 3 games, they haven't been smooth offensively. We've had some high moments, we've had some nasty moments. But you watch, Rodgers has been the most consistent of all those people, man. And to me, there isn't a surprise in terms of why we've been able to get out of some of these stadiums, specifically watching what he has done offensively. He has played well, really well, at a very high level, clean. The turnovers have popped up, and I think he was one of the ones like, yo, it's my first time having like back-to-back, picks like that. But it's like, yo, you still watch him play, and it's like, yeah, man, that's still one of the best quarterbacks in this league right now. When you watch him sling that football around, you watch his mind, you watch him move. It's like, yo, he looks good. Thank God. He looks good. Look good. So shout out to Rodgers, though, man. I'm with you on that one, the Bro Bear. Shout out to Aaron.